Welcome to 15-Minute Makes. My name's Claire and today we're going to be making Christmas garlands. What you will need for today's session is paper. I've got lots of coloured paper and I've got white paper. Glue, a staple gun, and if you haven't got a staple gun you could use your glue or you could use tape. Scissors, and I've just brought some extra little lovely crafty bits like glitter, pom-poms, sequins, buttons. You can choose whatever accessories you want. I've just got my own here. So first of all, we're going to make a snowman garland. So for a snowman we need white paper. Here we go, plenty of white paper here. I'm going to pick a single piece of paper and I am going to cut lengthways in strips. You want these strips to be about an inch each, but it doesn't really matter too much about how thick they are, just as long as they're not too thin. So we're going to make quite a few of these strips, depending on how long you want your garland to be. This garland could hang in a room as decoration, or you could use it on your tree instead of tinsel. It'll look lovely. So keep cutting these strips out. Eventually each one of these strips is going to circle and attach to the others. So I'm just going to do a couple more. That should do it. And if we need more, we can just cut some more out afterwards. Right, so I've got my pile of strips. I'm going to take one of them and I'm going to put it in a loop, just like I did before, so it meets and overlaps at the top, like so. I'm then going to take a stapler. I'm going to go to where it meets at the top, and I'm gonna kaboom it, and that now will stay together as it is. Then I'm gonna take another one of my strips, I'm gonna put it inside that one, thread it through like this, and I'm gonna do exactly the same. Loop like this, overlap it, stapler, or if you've got sellotape or glue. Glue will just take a little bit longer, but a Pritt stick will be fabulous. And you're going to keep building up just like this. So through the top, like so, overlap, kaboom it. Now I'm going to keep repeating this until I have quite a long garland. Oh, it's looking lovely already. Here we go. Add another. Now, the longer it gets, the more fiddly it gets. So if you drape it down at the side of you and keep building up, it's a lot easier that way, rather than having it all piled on top. go. Just a couple more. Last one. Loop it through. Circle it. There we go. Brilliant. So this isn't a very long garland, but it's a good example of what you can make. You can make these as long as you want, miles and miles long. They're so therapeutic and lovely to make. But I'm going to make this into a snowman garland. Now, at the very, very top piece where you can hang your garland, I'm going to make this piece look like a snowman's face. So for a snowman, we want a top hat, nose, eyes, or we might try and give it a mouth. So, top hat, I want my hat to be black, so I'm going to cut out the shape of a top hat. And I'm going to make sure that it'll fit the end of my chain. So if I measure it up like this is the piece I want to put it on. I want my top hat to be thicker than that. Like so. Here's my top hat shape. I'm going to mess around with that a bit, get it neat. And then I want to put this on here like that. Now I could glue this down, but I'm going to staple it just because it's a lot easier. There we go. There is the very top of our snowman coming together nicely. Right, I need to give it a carrot for a nose. So carrots are orange, and I've got this lovely colour orange here. I'm going to do a big triangle for a nose. And this time I'm going to stick it down. So I'm going to take some glue. You could use a Pritt stick if you've got that, much easier. I'm using Mod Podge. PVA would work fine as well. I'm going to put glue on the end like that. And I'm going to stick this down. Like that. And I've stuck it down over the top of my staple so that it covers up the stapler. Like so. Right, and I want to give this snowman some googly eyes as well. If you don't have googly eyes, you could draw on 2 black eyes like coal, or you could stick down some buttons for eyes, but today I'm going to use googlies. Let's see what size googly eyes I have. Aha, perfect. Got some medium-sized googly eyes there. Oh, maybe I want bigger actually. I think I'll put some bigger ones on them. There we go. I'll use those two. So I've got these 2 googly eyes. It's better if you have self-adhesive googly eyes. They're much easier to use, but I haven't, so I'm going to stick some of my glue on. One eye down, like so. And the other googly eye. There we go. How amazing is that? There's a top of our garland. Now then, you could do these faces throughout your garland if you wanted. So it doesn't just have to be at the top. You could do a snowman on every other garland, do as many as you like, or one on each end so that it sits nicely like that. Or you could add a little piece of coal to every one of these, so it's like a really long snowman with a really big belly. And if you want to add some more decorations, you could put glitter on, pom-poms, what else have we got? Sequins, whatever you have at home you could add to your garland. Another option is to make a garland with brown paper or whatever other colour paper you have at home to make something else. So instead of snowmen, you could do reindeer, for example. Do your strips, just like we did with the other one. Long strips of paper like so. Like this. And we're going to do exactly the same. So loop and staple, through, loop and staple. Loop and staple. These are a little bit fiddlier because I'm not using card this time, I'm using paper, but it'll work just as well. Through, loop and staple, and last one, through, loop and staple. So there's a mini garland that I've just made with brown paper. Now, reindeers have lovely big antlers. So I want to make the top of this a reindeer, just like we did with the snowman. So I'm going to cut out some reindeer shapes using this. Now, reindeer antlers kind of have the shape of leaves. So they're wiggly and they're long. Something like that. So they always have two. So let's do another one. You don't have to be the same. I don't think any two antlers are ever the same. There we go. Here's my two antlers. I'm going to add these to the top of my reindeer's head. Once again, I'm going to staple these on because it's much easier. So I'm going to place them down like so, hold them in place where I want them. Take my stapler. A little bit fiddly, but it's worth it. And I'm going to staple them in place. So there's my two antlers. Next up, I want to give this reindeer some googly eyes. So I'm going to take two big ones again. Oh no, I haven't got two big ones. I'm going to have to use a big one and a little one. So my reindeer is going to look a little bit crazy, but that's okay. And a bit of glue on the back of these googlies. And one eye going just below my antlers. Beautiful. And my other eye next to it. And of course, the famous reindeer is Rudolph with their big red nose. So I've got this lovely big red pom-pom. I'm going to pop this pom-pom just below their eyes. I'll put my blob of glue right there. Take my pom-pom, pop it on. And if you're adding lots of glue, you'll want to let it dry before you hang it up, otherwise it'll tear very easily. So leave this overnight and you'll be left with something really cute like this lovely reindeer garland.
If you've enjoyed watching the Old Courts live and you'd like to make a donation to support the work we do, please head over to www.theoldcourts.com/donate. This year's been incredibly difficult for most arts organisations and we're no different. But with a huge effort and support from you and from our funders, we've managed to secure our organisation and the jobs of every staff member. We've also provided 343 artists with paid work for the Old Courts Live. And our volunteers have delivered over 700 food parcels and made 600 calls to isolated local residents. But the battle isn't over yet. We're currently closed to the public with zero income and we don't know how long this closure is going to last. If you can help by making a donation, then you're helping to secure your arts centre. We're hoping to be around for a long, long time. Thank you.